Welcome to the news analysis of today's Hindus newspaper dated 15 May 2020. Today we are discussing the topics such as 1. Keeping Asia Pacific Afloat by Armida Salcia Alice Jabana, Executive Secretary of ESCAP, Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. The marine environment in the region is getting strained, jeopardizing lives and livelihoods. 2. Rescuing Indians left stranded by war, disease, or pandemic by Suhasini Haidar. 3. Stop the return to laissez-faire. Lead article by R. Vaige and Anna Matthew are advocates practicing at the Madras High Court. 4. States cannot be left to the centre's mercy. Second lead by Praveen Chakravarti is a political economist and a senior office bearer of the Congress Party. Now, let us move on to the first editorial, Keeping Asia Pacific Afloat. The theme of the editorial, the marine environment in the region is getting strained, jeopardizing lives and livelihoods. It composes of General Studies Paper 2, enclosing the syllabus, bilateral, regional and global groupings and agreements involving India and or affecting India's interest. Now let us understand what is the Asia Pacific Corporation or Asia Pacific region. Indo-Pacific or Asia Pacific is the part of the world or near the Western Pacific Ocean. Indo-Pacific varies in area depending on context, but it generally includes East Asia, South Asia, Southeast Asia, and Oceania. We can see the green marking on the west side of Pacific Ocean, including Indian Ocean. For generations, the Asia Pacific region has thrived on our seas. The seas provide food, livelihood, and a sense of identity, especially for coastal communities in the Pacific island states. Sadly, escalating strains on the marine environment are threatening to drown progress and our way of life. In less than a century, climate change and unsustainable resource management have degraded ecosystems and diminished biodiversity. Levels of overfishing have exponentially increased, leaving fish stocks and food systems vulnerable. Marine plastic pollution coursing through the region's rivers has contributed to most of the debris flooding the ocean. While the COVID-19 pandemic has temporarily reduced pollution, this should not be a moment of reprieve. Rather, recovery efforts need to build a new reality embedded in sustainability. There is lack of data behind the problem of pollution and other things. Data are available for only 2 out of 10 targets for the Sustainable Development Goal 14, life below water. Due to limitations in methodology and national statistical systems, information gaps have persisted at uneven levels across countries. Asia and the Pacific produces nearly half of the global plastic by volume, of which it consumes 38%. Plastic represents a double burden for the ocean. Their production generates CO2 absorbed by the ocean and as a final product enters the ocean as pollution. Beating this challenge will hinge upon effective national policies and rethinking production cycles. Environmental decline is also affecting fish stocks. Our region's position as the world's largest producer of fish has come at the cost of overexploitation. The percentage of stocks fished at unsustainable levels has increased threefold from 10 percentile in 1974 to 33 percentile in 2015. Generating complete data on fish stocks, fighting illicit fishing activity, and conserving marine areas must remain a priority. While the most connected shipping economies are in Asia, the small island developing states of the Pacific experience much lower level of connectivity, leaving them relatively isolated from the global economy. Closing the maritime connectivity gap must be placed at the center of regional transport corporation efforts. Transboundary ocean management and linking ocean data call for close cooperation among countries in the region. Harnessing ocean statistics through strong national statistical systems will serve as a compass guiding countries to monitor trends, devise timely responses, and clear blind spots. Through the Ocean Accounts Partnership, ESCAP is working with countries to harmonize ocean data and provide a space for regular dialogue. ESCAP is working with member states to implement International Maritime Organization requirements. Keeping the ocean plastic free will depend on policies that promote a circular economy approach. In this regard, let us understand what is ESCAP, the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, that affecting the Southeast Asian or Indo-Pacific islands or island countries that involving India. The Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific serves as the United Nations regional hub promoting cooperation among countries to achieve inclusive and sustainable development. The large regional intergovernmental platform with 53 member states and 9 associate members, ESCAP has emerged as a strong regional think tank offering countries sound analytical products that shed insight into the evolving economic, social, and environmental dynamics of the region. The Commission's strategic focus is to deliver on the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, which is reinforced and deepened by promoting regional cooperation and integration to advance responses to shared vulnerabilities, connectivity, financial cooperation, and market integration. ESCAP's research and analysis, coupled with its policy advisory services, capacity building, and technical assistance to governments, aims to support countries' sustainable and inclusive development ambitions. The overall objective of ESCAP is to promote inclusive and sustainable economic and social development in the Asia-Pacific region with priority accorded to the implementation of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. ESCAP emphasizes strengthening institutional capacities to serve the right of the people of the region and address their aspirations and needs. ESCAP pursues this objective by carrying out work in close cooperation with other United Nations entities and intergovernmental organizations in the region in the following areas. 1. Macroeconomic policy and financing for development. 2. Trade, investment and innovation. 3. Transport. 4. Statistics. 5. Social development. 6. Environment and development. 7. ICT and disaster risk reduction. 8. Energy. Institutional change at all levels is required to ensure for more efficient and effective delivery of essential services to the region's growth population, increasing the demand for adequate food, clothing, housing, water, energy and transport infrastructure together with other basic needs. Hence, ESCAP's products and services support its member states in building national capacities in strengthening and implementing equitable and sustainable economic and social development policies and programs, including regulatory and institutional frameworks, preparing for participating in and benefiting from multilateral and regional trade, transport, information and communication technology, energy and environmental partnerships and agreements, building effective partnerships with civil society entities and the private sector, reviewing progress in achieving the internationally agreed development goals and targets adopted at global and regional conferences. Now we wind up the discussion and stay tuned for further updates.